Welcome to Serious Business. Today I'm talking about UTXOs versus accounts. There's two methods of accounting in cryptocurrency, which are UTXOs or accounts. UTXOs act similar to pocket change. This is basically a UTXO contains a certain number of coins, and they can be split between a recipient and the sender's change. And these coins basically can be tracked all the way back to when they were mined in Bitcoin, depending on the privacy level. Accounts add and subtract balances between sender and recipient, so they just act like it's, a traditional bank account where you see your purchases subtract and your deposits add. In Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin, the UTXO model is used, and Ethereum and most smart contract blockchains use the account model. There's pros and cons to UTXOs. They're easy to compress into the memory for nodes to validate transactions. Transactions can be pruned from the Merkle trees of each block once their outputs have been spent. If you don't know what a Merkle tree is, I encourage you to read the Bitcoin white paper. Only the state of UTXOs being spent needs to be known in order to validate a new transaction, and this makes UTXO blockchains easier to download for smaller full nodes. Some of the downsides are that transactions with many input UTXOs can get big and increase transaction fees. So this is similar to if you have a lot of pocket change, a lot of nickels, dimes, and quarters, and you need to add them up to make a purchase. It takes a lot of time to pick them out of your wallet, put them together, count them up, and send them. It's similar in that you need to add more data to a transaction in order to use many UTXO inputs. And a fresh mined UTXO output can get split into many smaller UTXOs over time, which can increase the blockchain state and cause it to grow and bloat. Quick reminder to like, subscribe, and tip. Accounts also have their pros and cons. Transactions are simple and uniform. Account balances are easy to query, so instead of searching the entire blockchain back through time to see every UTXO that belongs to you, instead you just query one account balance by name. And then there's multiple tokens that can be represented, so you can have one account with your balance of, ETH, Link, Claros, RLC, and so on, all these fun tokens that have no value, and it can be really easily represented. And then the downsides are that the blockchain state can bloat, so every new account you make is a lot more data intensive than every new UTXO you can make, and these accounts can't really be pruned because they can always be added back into and depleted again. The transactions must be atomic, meaning only one can affect an account balance at a time, so you can't, take multiple inputs, or you can't receive multiple payments and send multiple payments at the same time. They have to line up and go one by one. Whereas with UTXOs, you can use specific UTXOs to make those payments while you're receiving more UTXOs. And the final flaw of account models is that fractional reserve schemes could be implemented. Since the individual coins aren't tracked through history, if a blockchain allows certain people to lend out more coins than they have in their reserve, that could create a new fractional reserve scheme and introduce all those flaws I've talked about in a past video. So that's part of why I think UTXOs are better for blockchains. Blockchains with less chain state can be hosted on smaller nodes and be more decentralized. UTXOs can be pruned and compressed well, despite the drawbacks on balance query speed, and again, fit into a smaller node. And I think accounts fit better with traditional centralized databases, storage optimized for fast queries, not really blockchains. If you want an account that can be manipulated by a central authority, just get a bank account. Don't use Ethereum or so on. And the main thing here is that fractional reserve issue that really can't be overlooked, and UTXOs completely prevent it. That's all for today. Some of the future topics I'm excited about are why real sustainability is profitable, You may have noticed in my videos, I'm a little bit of a tree hugger, but it's all for a good reason. And I think another topic I'm interested in is proof of work versus proof of stake, how it relates to fiat currency and how XRP is especially bad.